On today's Black Spot, we have the amazing Steve 519
of Platform Nation.
Woo!
The Jolly Roger podcast is sponsored by Armory Tech, makers of the Armory Game Controller Rack. You can buy an Armory at www.armorytech.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Black Spot. My name's Malt Liquor, and this is my good friend,
Mr. Bankhead.
Today we have a very special guest, Steve 519.
He is the editor-in-chief of Platform Nation, formerly of XBLRadio.com and GamerSpot.
Welcome, Steve. Great to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me here, you guys.
Today we're going to go over some news and then some where we're going to be.
But first off, Steve, what have you been playing recently?
What have I been playing recently? I've been playing some Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360. I've been playing like every game. There's a lot of games that came out this week, and I did get a chance to play every one of them, pretty much. My favorite game this week has got to be Grid and Lego Indiana Jones, actually, though.
I'd have to agree with you. Lego Indiana Jones is a fun game to play.
Yes.
Very good. What are you playing?
Well, I've actually been playing Lego Indiana Jones and also been playing a lot of GTA 4 still.
I've been playing a ton of GTA 4, but if you're looking for me under my Malt Liquor tag, I'm having a baby, and that used to be my game room, so I have multiple Xboxes, so I'm now under the secret account. Let's get started on some news.
All right. First off, Microsoft has announced that it's going to start delisting some of its Xbox Live Arcade games. What that means is, if the game is, well, underperforming, it has a low score according to Metacritic.com, and it has a low conversion rate, as in you're downloading the free trial saying, this sucks, and then not turning it into the actual pay with Spacebucks. So, they're going to try to start cutting these down. They're going to give you a 3-month notice before they say, we're cutting support of this game entirely.
Wow. Steve, what do you think about this?
Well, they're delisting them, but they're not taking them away. So if you view your friends of your friends and all this and see, oh my gosh, he spent this much time on this game, must be good, you can still download the game and buy the game that way. It's just a way for them to remove the clutter off the store shelves, if you were. Now my only issue with this is this would never happen if they didn't release so many crappy games to begin with.
That's true. That's true. I was actually kind of worried I'd lose out on my chance to own Space Giraffe forever.
Yeah.
No, evidently you're still going to be able to get Space Giraffe. Next, they're adding game ads a whole lot more to video games now.
Right. There was a survey done by Massive Media, which is owned by Microsoft, that found that not only are in-game ads successful at getting people to buy products, probably Mountain Dew, Cheese Nips, whatever they're advertising, as well as gamers actually favor them.
The first games I remember seeing this in was the Splinter Cell games.
Yeah.
Seeing the Comcast ads. I'm sneaking up behind somebody. I walk in front of a Comcast poster.
Yeah, I mean, that actually, I think, was the first time I noticed it, too, going like, why am I seeing Comcast ads? And then, honestly, ads in some games don't really bother me. It sometimes adds a more realistic thing to the game, actually. But when I'm playing Grawl 2... I'm going through the desert and I see an ad for One Missed Call or some other current movie, kind of takes me out of the experience.
Well, Steve, anything you want to add there?
No, I kind of agree. I mean, ads in games, they're kind of using it as a way to defer costs and everything else, which is a good thing because games are getting expensive to make, but at the same time, they're not passing it down to us, and games are just getting as more expensive to buy nowadays. So it kind of sucks. But I kind of agree, as long as it's part of the game and doesn't take away the game, like I don't want to be in the desert and see something, hey, come to Disneyland, as long as it's got something to do with the game, like Need for Speed did a pretty good job of it. Need for Speed Underground, you'd see like Best Buys and all this while you're driving through the city. That was kind of cool.
Right, it adds a certain layer of realism to some games, but it also can detract from others.
Right. Now, Nielsen came out with a report.
Yeah, they found out that they did a survey from April 2007 to February 2008 to see what console most people were spending the most time on. And for the ages 10 to 26 range, as well as the ages 27 plus, they found out that the Xbox 360 is the game console that people are spending the most time playing whenever they sit down.
Huh. Well, that's what I use the most, and I'm not surprised by that. Steve, you have a Wii, right?
I own every console.
Now, how much time do you spend? What do you spend the most time on? I think you're a PS3 guy now, aren't you?
I'm slowly converting towards PS3 guy only because I'm kind of trying to buy my games on the PS3 because I don't want to deal with issues down the road like the red lights because I have been bit by the red lights about 4 or 5 times.
Crazy? I got the red ring of death, and then I got pissed off. I left the room. I turned it back on. It did it again, and then I came back the next day, turned it on. It's fine.
No, mine did that first, and then it came back the next day. So it's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's slowly on its way out. Order the box now.
Well, we got to start wrapping this up. So we got some announcements. We want to talk about iTunes?
Yeah. Actually, you can download this episode as well as any of our previous episodes of the Black Spot Game Show, as well as the Jolly Roger blogcast on iTunes, on the iTunes service as well. And you can meet Malt Liquor and myself, Mr. Baghead, at the VG Expo, November 21st through the 23rd at the Philadelphia Convention Center.
So come on out and meet us down there. You can play against Team Armory Tech. If you beat us, you'll win a T-shirt.
We're going to be giving away a lot of T-shirts.
Because you are horrible. All right, Steve, listen, thanks a lot for coming out. I really appreciate you joining us today.
Well, thanks for inviting me, you guys.
All right, well, listen, that's about all the time that we have. Don't forget, buy yourself an Armory.
It's a nice wrap.
You want to say something to Mike?
Love you.
All right, bye.
The Black Spot Blogcast is sponsored by Armory Tech, makers of the Armory Game Controller app. You can buy an Armory for yourself at www.armorytech.com.
Of Platform Nation.
That is so making it talk. Game show.
All right. Again, you can see professionalism oozes out of us.
Oh, okay, so we should say formally XBL Radio and Gamers Pub.
Yeah, yourself. I did it right.
All right.